Hello, hello, my friends. Hello. Good morning. Happy Monday. How is everybody doing? I'll give my introduction while you're all saying hi in the chat. My name is Allison, and I am an intuitive channel and an awakening guide. And I go live here on this channel every single Monday and channel a message for the collective and for those of you who are here. And I choose one of your questions as well. So let's get started. I didn't really get my announcements together. But how is everybody doing today? How are you all experiencing this past week? What energies are you moving through? I would love to hear. I feel like I need music. I know Stacy suggested that that I have some music, have a band, a backup band. So anyways, let's see. What have I been experiencing this past week? A lot of coming into myself, a lot of really powerful, um, feeling very embodied. And I'm curious if that's because it is almost Valentine's Day. And with Valentine's Day, I'm always tuning into that sensual um, experience that we get to have with life. It's one of my favorite reasons for existence. So, hi Kennedy. The chat is a little quiet today. Is it snowing where you all are? It snowed today. We've been having spring weather and it is snowing here today. So I'm curious if all of you have had any snow. And what's new? Hi, beautiful Floor. So good to see you. Oh, and hi, Stacy. I think I didn't edit this correctly. I think the chat has a delay. That's okay. Well, I'll have to deal with it. Sometimes as like a fail safe for people who are going live, they automatically make the chat delayed 30 seconds. I'm like, I'm not seeing any of you. So I think the chat is a little bit delayed. I'll keep that in mind. Hi, Cherry. Oh, hi, Bonnie. I'm so glad you're here. I'm excited to come visit you. So good to see you all. Yeah, you're supposed to get a foot tonight. Stacy, I feel like it tends to be cold where you are. I know you're in the upper East Coast and that can be cold. So, oh, my loves. Okay, I'm going to get into announcements. I was feeling so clear and so connected this morning and just so full of love. And I'm realizing as I'm trying to get online, I'm like, oh, I'm not here yet. So, oh, there have been 27 earthquakes since midnight last night near me. Whew, let's talk about it. That is something that I've really been channeling this year. I don't know if you all remember, it's come through in several of these sessions just this year. And, as I shared, it even came through in my personal channeling, which was interesting because in Arkansas, we had an earthquake, and it was actually the center of it was nearby. So I think I'm going to tune into that today during the channeling. Um, how are you, Kennedy? Is everybody okay over there? Is everybody feeling the waves? Does it feel good? When we tune into our knowing beyond, and this is no judgment, but this is when we tune into our knowing beyond the immediate perception, because sometimes we immediately think, oh, earthquakes, that's dangerous, but like I said, when I channeled and when I felt into the earthquake energy, It was like this beautiful shiver and a tune up, like a sort of like energy shake, you know? So, a couple decent sized ones, and then the rest were smaller aftershocks. Mm, yeah, Mother Gaia making her presence felt, perhaps. Has anybody else been experiencing? I know there's a lot going on in California. What are you all experiencing? This is the year we're going to get into this in the channeled space, but this is the year, in fact, the next 2 and 3 years, there is going to be so much. I'm feeling it very much for 2026 that that's when it really starts to hit in full force. And what I mean by that is we've been undergoing these really powerful changes for a while. Um, but if you've ever watched like a waveform get higher vibration and it gets tighter, that's sort of what's happening with time and with the powerful influx of energies that we are experiencing on the planet. And that's why it feels like time is speeding up. That's why it feels like things are happening so quickly, because that waveform is shortening, because we are reaching ecstatic states, is what's coming to me right now. So, let your heart be at peace, and also know there's going to be a lot of powerful shifting. I keep seeing water as well. So if we have tsunamis as a result of these earthquakes, if we have, powerful, uh, I keep seeing the water rising. So, and I know I say that with a smile. I definitely, a huge part of what I'm here for, that I have been personally learning how to hold this energy, is how to be in this energy and be comfortable with it, is sharing that it's all okay, is sharing that we're going through changes, and it's beautiful and it's necessary for what we're coming into. It's a good thing. It's beautiful. It's what we all signed up for, right? And now we're here. Sort of like we bought a ticket to the roller coaster and now we're on it and we're like, oh, our stomach is churning and the whole thing. But it is still a beautiful ride. And we did plan it. My husband and I got in an argument last night about loading the dishwasher. Time is not speeding up over here. Oh, man. Well, things are shifting. I'm sure you feel it internally. All right, let me get into these announcements. I love chatting with you all in the chat, so please feel free to keep playing. Also, um, I do these every Monday to explain what it is that I'm doing. I am going to tune in to the collective and offer a channeled message about the energies that we're experiencing right now. I'm also going to tune into one of your questions, and channel for that specifically. And the way that it works is, even if it's a very personal question, it really leads into what the collective needs to hear. It's so beautiful. So now is the time. If you have an individual question, type it in the chat, type Q at the beginning of your question, so that I know that it is a question and not just part of the chat, and I can go through and very easily count those up. Okay. So you can start typing those in now along with the rest of the chat. If you are watching the replay, I would love to hear in the comments section. First, I would love if you would subscribe, give the video a like. It helps me a lot. And then if you would write in the comment section, what did you receive from this channeling? What was it that gave you an aha moment, or that really hit your heart, that really gave you that sense of understanding for what you personally are experiencing, or even what you have witnessed in the collective. Um, I am someone who very much desires all of us to move into our highest form And what that really means is that all of us learn to trust ourselves. Hi, Simona Sky. Thank you for saying hello. And so that means trust yourself. That means trust your higher knowing. So I encourage you to tune in right along with me. All right. So I love to give these announcements. And Stacy suggested that I need to throw them like, was it Letterman that did that? All right. Summer camp. Here's the first announcement. Summer camp. We officially have 2 people pre-registered. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so appreciative for those of you who have pre-registered. The reason is it really gets me in the place where I'm able to do the pre-work, right? I'm able to do the deposit. I'm able to start gathering in the teachers and everything like that. So, it's super, super helpful. And my gift to you is if you pre-register before February 15th, that's this week. Ooh, there's a lot of questions. Love it, you guys. If you pre-register before the 15th, it's actually 200 off, okay? So that's early bird. We're going to have early bird as well, but I'm giving you all early bird, okay? And you can find the information in the description box below this video. It's also on my website. I went through my website yesterday and updated all sorts of things. I've got a couple misspelled words as I was checking it, but everything's updated in what you are want the ease and flow on my website is it's much clearer. Okay. All right, so beautiful. I love these questions. Thank you for typing them in. Sign up for summer camp. It's going to be August 1st through the 4th. It's going to be here in Arkansas. We are renting this incredible facility. It is in the Ozarks. Beautiful nature, hiking trails, streams. There is a lake nearby. We are going to have channeling. We're going to be doing group channeling practices, live channeling. There's going to be presenters. It's going to be incredible. And if many of you register, that I can bring back all of the original teachers, which I'm super excited about. I've been talking to them. I'm like, okay, we just need more people registered so that everybody can come. Okay. So I'm really excited. It's going to be amazing. And I know that it's going to be amazing and powerful. So, all right. Early registration till the 15th. Check the description box. I am going on tour this year. I am touring with my new book, Ecstatic Playground, which is right here. If you haven't grabbed yourself a copy, it is available on Amazon. Those of you who do have a copy, I would so deeply appreciate a review. So if you have purchased it from Amazon, even if you got the ebook version or a free download when I was running that special, you can leave a review. It helps me immensely as I'm planning these different events. All right. Book tour, check and see if I'm in your city. Lots of events being planned. It officially starts. Well, it's kind of already started. So I've just got a couple up on the website right now, but more to come. All right. And let's see. I'm going to leave those 2. So if for some reason your question doesn't get answered, if I don't choose your question, I do have sessions available. I've got to fix my lipstick. Sorry, y'all. This is very unprofessional. By the way, that's how you fix lipstick if you're wearing it so that it doesn't get all over your teeth. So, what was I even saying? If you don't get your question answered in here and you would like me to channel for you individually, go ahead and sign up for an individual session. I have one-on-one sessions available. The link is in the description box. You can either get a single channeling or a single question channeling where I go into one question, I leave you a voice memo, or we can do a live video call. Those are available. All right. Almost the same question. That's cool. I loved your post about the tour and connection. Yes. When I channeled what is the tour all about, my guides were like, to hug people, to be in physical proximity, to give hugs, to connect. There was a real cuddly vibe. And if any of you know me, especially if we've met in person, I'm totally all about consent and I'm all about cuddles and hugs. I love I'm very comfortable with physical touch, with physical contact, and if you are available for that, I will be hugging you when I come into your city or when you come to, summer camp. So that's how that's all gonna go. Lots of hugs, lots of hugs. And yes, of course, it's all about that consent too. That's one of my favorite games to play is making sure that everybody feels super good while it's all transpiring. All right, so it looks like the questions are put in. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. Y'all were super efficient. I love it. I guess you're kind of getting used to the way that it all works, right? Let's see. I'm a little like in my own furry fairyland today. It's 5 questions, random number generator, and I will choose between 1 and 5. That's how I do this. Question number 5. That makes it easy. Okay, it's Stacy's question. I've been focusing on keeping my heart space open, and it's been hard to keep it open recently. What is that about, and how do I overcome it? By the way, those of you who are in the True Creator community, the private membership space, the channeling about love and relationships was so good. If I do say so myself, it's really not about me. What came through was blowing my own mind. So if you are in that community, go watch the replay if you weren't there live. And if you would like to join, again, the link is in the description box. You can watch the replay and join for the next one. So every single month, I'm feeling like I need my hair out of my face. So every single month, I channel on a new topic in that private community, and you're able to ask your questions. You're able to, it's a video call. So it's a really fun time. But yeah, the one on love and relationships was like, it was all about our current definition of love is really based on our ideas of safety and how, as we're coming into um, knowing that we're safe because we are eternal, our the way that we relate is completely different. The types of relationships that we are able to have are much more ecstatic. All right. So go watch the replay, sign up if you are not already in there. And I'm going to drink some of my cacao here. Um, Stir it up. All right. So, what I'm going to do is first tune into the individual question, and then I'm going to tune into the collective. All right. So, stay tuned because the second half is for the collective. And truly, um, what's really interesting is even the individual question, it tends to be really applicable for everyone. So, it's powerful how it works. Okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and tune in to that individual question. Speaking of heart open, let's get mine open. Immediately, what starts coming through in relation to this question, how to keep the heart open, is it is a natural extension of a quieted mind. An open heart is actually a very natural aspect of the self. It is sort of an aperture that we open and close based on, and that's a perfect word for it, based on what we're focusing on in our existence. So if our mind is attuned to fear based realities, then our heart is going to, it doesn't actually, this is interesting. It doesn't look like it closes, it looks like it becomes filtered. And the reason it doesn't look like it closes is because the truth of who we are always exists. That being said, we can kind of close it. Um, Let me look and see what that is because it's very interesting. Okay. The natural order of things is that our chakras sort of open and close like flowers, sort of like flowers opening during the day and closing at night. That's the natural order of things. Now, they are always full of energy and always spinning, but I mean, it's like our pupils dilating. They have their own natural order of things. At times, our energy is going to be more centered within. And there are certain circumstances that are meant for this. We go into a room that's full of people, we're going to have very specific alignment. If we are in a space where we're not meeting anything with fear, our body will naturally align to what is called for in that present moment. Now, we could walk into a room full of people and have every one of our chakras open and spinning fully. And if we are in presence with ourselves, and that is what is called for naturally, that's what will happen. But imagine that all of your chakra centers, and these are really portals, these are all portals to specific energies within the higher self. Okay. So we are streaming our higher self through all of the time. And our chakra centers are the opening and closing apertures that allow that light of our higher self to move through us and shine into the area surrounding us, if that makes sense. Okay, so this sort of matrix that we're dancing in, the light that is coming through, that is our full self, is being measured, open, close. It's never really like cut off, but it is measured through our chakras, and the light dances in perfect harmony with whatever experience we're moving into. So let's look at how to keep our heart open. It's really just presence, because everything, just like our pupils dilating, everything is in perfect order and in perfect balance. If it's very bright out, we're going to have just a very small pupil, right? It's going to close a little bit because it's all naturally measured. So if it feels like our heart is closing and that is uncomfortable for whatever reason, then what we want to do is witness, how present are we? Are we being present? And we actually have the capacity of being fully present in all moments. It used to seem like a far off goal to be in states of enlightenment. It's not anymore. Every single person listening to this has the capacity to reach varying states of what we used to call enlightenment. It's the light coming through the apertures. Okay. When we are in presence, we feel no need for barrier, and the light can shine through in more and more fullness. So if we feel cut off, if our hearts feel like they're starving, that's sort of the way that that feels, right? What that means is, and what I'm being shown is the aperture on the back of our body. Because of the way that the light shines through us, they spin as portals. It's sort of like, if you can imagine that all of these chakra points, and we have chakra points in our auras as well, because our aura is part of our body. We are like a network. It's like a web, it's a net of our whole body system is like this big egg or circle. And It's a net through the physical body out into the energy body and the various layers of that. So we've got these little portals spinning through all areas of our body. And it is in perfect balance. We've got the receptive and the penetrating, the receiving and the giving. These are these are true of every center in the body, of all of these chakra points, and they are portals. They are allowing the light to stream through. And what I'm seeing is it's almost like one side. This is so cool. I have never heard this before. One side is the black hole, the other side is the light moving in. This is how we receive from the void and we bring light from the void. It seems as if we wouldn't be able to do that. The void is everything, but we perceive it as nothing. It's such a funny way that we see it. But that's why it looks like a black hole, because then what comes out through the other side is actually light. Oh my God. In my cacao cup this morning, I saw the yin yang and I saw a dragon's egg. That's why. I'm being a little bit blown away by everything's interconnectedness right now. It's really, really cool. Life is so much more magical than we give it credit for. If you are feeling stuck, this is a side note. If you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling uncomfortable in whatever area of your life, it's because for whatever reason, you are not letting yourself see the magic that is always in existence. And everybody has their own reason for that. But this existence is, I can't even communicate how beyond magical it is. Okay. I'm trying to recenter so that I can keep bringing this message through. But that was really, really powerful. Oh, the dragon egg, the beginning of creation, the beginning of all creation, the beginning of time. Because the beginning of all creation is really, truly the beginning of what we call time. There is no beginning to creation unless we perceive time. There isn't even infinity when we are beyond the realms of time. It just is. We kind of can't really describe it from our human perspective. So when we look at the dragon egg, this is, the dragons are timekeepers. They are magic weavers. They assist us with the creation of time and the unfolding of time. And I'm seeing a golden dragon. I know that this is the year of the green dragon, but I'm seeing a golden dragon who assists with the weaving of 12th dimensional consciousness. This is so incredible. Okay. And I'm moving out of time, which is making it hard for me to communicate. So I'm going to ask to be brought back into the ability to transmit a message. And what's funny is my guides are kind of teasing me. This dragon energy is kind of teasing me. You asked for it. I did very specifically. I asked for magic this morning. I journaled about it. So beautiful. Okay, I would like to channel a message for the collective. Let's bring it back. Let's talk more about those keeping an open heart to refocus and recenter in that question, because this is something that so many people are wondering right now. The reason that we feel that we want an open heart, the reason that that's even a desire, is because of the contrasts of when we feel that we don't have an open heart. It is as if we are not being fed. It is food. It is a different layer of nourishment. It's true nourishment. And so here's the truth that's being delivered about having an open heart, about being able to keep our heart open in this experience. Stay present with yourself. when we talk about staying present, we don't mean, mm, we don't mean to say that it's easy. We don't mean to say that it's just, oh, stay present as you're walking in the world where you have intended time to exist. So, we gave ourselves this joyful gift of the game of time unfolding. And then the message keeps coming through, stay present, stay present. It's like, well, we're doing both, right? We're witnessing the play of time and traveling through time. This human body is a spaceship that travels through time. That is what we are. Right? So we've got this game that we're playing, traveling through time, and we're supposed to just always be present. Well, they're not different. They're not different. When we are present, we are able to witness all of time because it becomes one. And then we get to play with our multidimensionality. We get to play with, oh, this moment is new. Oh, this moment is new. It's so beautiful. So they're not different. They're not separate. We can be in a time-based reality. We can perceive things as unfolding over time, which we love from our higher perspective. We love it. And then we can also be present. It's not different. The experience of presence is love. And let that sink in. Because the fullness of the all that is that perfect. I'm hearing a frequency right now. It's so loud. It sounds like everything in existence playing their musical note. It's the divine harmony of all. I can hear it singing. That's presence. That's presence. When we are not present, we perceive one note, and it sounds, I'm not sure if this is a word, disharmonic. It's out of balance. It doesn't sound right because we're not even hearing the full note. We're hearing the scratchiness of part of that note being transmitted. Presence helps us hear the full singing symphony. It's incredible. And presence is love. Presence is who we are. And love is who we are. Love is because we are all of it. But again, it's our perception. Wherever we're perceiving something that seems like it's not love, that's because we've got just a fragment of it. When we can zoom out and receive all of it, that is enlightenment because that is all of the apertures being open in perfect harmony. It's sort of like, I've got an exercise in the ecstasy course, which is a sexuality course called Playing the Flute. So this is related to that. Our whole body, our chakra system is playing the flute, right? So as one opens, the aperture opens and we sing with light in perfect harmony with whatever is in existence at that moment in present awareness. So that's how it works. And it never feels like we're starving because we're in presence. Now, what I'm being shown is that it takes a little bit to come into presence. This is what we call shadow work. And remember, this teaching, this is a divine teaching. We don't go looking for shadow work. We don't need to dive in and parse our dirty closets forever and ever. What we actually do is we clean out and we allow to naturally arise the things that are keeping us from our light shining through. And we will meet those naturally. And here's the funny thing, in presence, shadow work naturally happens. Imagine this, you've got something that you built to filter this divine heart space. You've got something that was built there based on a perception of something that happened long ago that's gotten stuck in the energy field, like a web or a cloud covering, right? Constricting, like walls. And when we move into presence, light begins to shine through and it meets those walls And light is so powerful, it will naturally push those walls back. And then what we feel as humans is we feel the walls pushing back and we think, oh God, my life is falling apart. Shadow work. I better dive into shadow work. And it's like, no, it's happening naturally. Stay present with it. Stay present with it. And again, when we as humans watch a wall falling down, does a building falling down look messy? Yeah. And we're so used to attuning to that mess that we miss how beautiful it is that the light is now able to shine through. And we kind of clean it up and we learn new ways of being. It's a continuous process. And as we shine more light through, we are going to be met with different things that sort of we need to wiggle out of that old skin. It's okay. It's part of the process. It's natural. Be present with the light that's shining through. Beautiful. I love that. Bring your love to everything that you experience. And really, what that means is bring your presence to every moment that you are incarnated, to every moment that you're experiencing this time unfolding. Bring your full presence. And that means that you will be bringing the love of who you truly are. You will be bringing divine love that sings in harmony with every moment. That was so good. Let's move into the collective energies. What are we experiencing this week? Oh, so much tenderness. Tenderness. Yeah. You know, snakes, when they shed their skin, how vulnerable is the scales underneath, are the scales underneath, how tender that is. Oh, we all just want to love each other so much. We all just want to love each other so much. And it is easy from our higher self perspective, but from the human self perspective, no, it's not easy. We've got all these layers of protection. We've got all these perceptions of something that could harm us. This is what's coming through. We're playing with that. We're playing with that. It's a game, and we're all fresh. I'm seeing a baby, a brand new baby. In other cultures other than, what's predominant in the US, this is the new year. This is the beginning of a year, and then when we tune into the cycles of nature, I don't want to get too far off because the cycles of nature are actually changing. And I do want to share that with you without going on too much of a tangent. In 10, 15 years, could be even sooner than that, what we used to believe of as spring won't be spring anymore. It's going to shift. It's going to actually feel like summer quite a bit. That's really interesting. This actually has to do with the poles shifting. We are shifting that. If one of you could remind me, I'd love to do a separate channeling on that sometime, because earth changes and the polarity shift, it's all real and it's divinely orchestrated. There's nothing wrong with it. But of course, as humans, it's going to look all sorts of different ways. Okay, so let's go back to, that vulnerability of tuning into love. We want to be in connection. Guess why? Because we are each other. As we come out of the illusions of separation, we want to connect with each other. We want to touch each other. We want to experience, it's almost like touching a mirror. Hey, what's it like in there? What's it like for you? Other me, other version of God in this body, in this accumulated perception. Wow. What's it like in there? Now, in order to have divine alignment with who we are here to be in this moment of time, in this reality, the personalities that we were meant to embody, our divine templates would be a better way to put it. But that includes the projection of personality, cleaned up, of course. In order to tune into that and make connections, we are learning first self-love. And this is why. Because if we have a barrier to our own love for any part of ourselves, we will witness that barrier externally. We will feel that barrier between other versions of ourselves, and it will come up loudly. It comes up loudly not for our punishment, but for our growth, for our ability to see how beautiful we are. If somebody comes up in our reality and throws some sort of projection that feels uncomfortable, or perhaps we're the ones throwing that projection. Oh, I don't like this person, on and on. Whatever the projection is, it is the divine mirror. And the realms of the mirror are really collapsing. That's the fourth dimension. So what's happening is that divine mirror is speeding up. We're seeing ourselves more and more and louder, as it seems. We see ourselves collectively. We can no longer separate ourselves from, conflict that's existing all over the planet, or love and divine union and the beauty of people being fulfilled in full abundance. We can't separate ourselves from that either, because that's actually the unified truth. All things are true, meaning good and bad exist. But how do we reach the realms of oneness? We witness them both at the same time, and neither one of them are drawing us to them. It is this divine balance that brings neutrality, that actually brings love for all of it, even if it seems to be unpreferred. So we are coming into that space within ourselves. Again, the yin yang, the divine polarity, bringing them both together, holding them at the same time, knowing that we can still paint with all the colors, even if we don't treat one color as better or less than. That being said, how we come into connection with each other as humans, and then I'll wrap this up. We're witnessing coming into connection with each other from a place of self-love. Work on the self-love. The self-love is what's calling our attention right now. Deeper and deeper and deeper. What does that mean? It means being present with yourself. It means unifying all aspects of the self. It means no longer disregarding part of the self as bad and needing to be banished to hell. We don't do that to ourselves anymore, because we don't do that to each other. And we are a reflection of the divine, all parts of us. It's just that we, again, full circle, we have been witnessing just fractal aspects, just fragments of the fullness of who we are. Hug each other. Hug yourselves. Witness this week, if you'd like a fun assignment, something to really anchor in these practices. Witness what are the millions of ways that you can love yourselves? Write a list. Write it down. How do I love myself? Let me count the ways. Write it down. Oh, I love myself by da 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 da. Write it down. Give yourself a list and do it. Do it. And witness how this naturally collaborates, I think both are correct, into connection with others, into our ability to really be in oneness consciousness, even in the presence of another person projecting their own unique perspective and worldview. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for this transmission. Dragon energies are very present. I know you're probably feeling them. I'm getting specifically the golden dragon and the golden egg. Okay. This is abundance frequencies. This is divine love frequencies. This is the all that isness of our reality. The beginning and the end are both present within the egg. That's cool. I also, as I'm coming out, want to mention Mother Mary frequency is really coming through. All right. Thank you all for being here. How was that for you? Hmm. Hmm. I'm glad you liked it. Stacy, I'm glad that was helpful. Mm. Oh, channeling practice starts again this week. If you have already taken the channeling course, we are going to start group practices again. So I encourage you to join. Yes, sounds like this Valentine's Day is all about self love. Yeah, I'm excited to make that list for myself. That sounds really fun. All right, my loves. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. This was so much fun. I love you all. I can't wait to see you as I hit the road or in summer camp, and I will see you very soon. All right, bye.